Okay, hello everyone. Um, in this short presentation, I just want to ask before I share my ideas about what is slowing down our learning goals or any goals that have to do with language. Um, Let me ask you some questions first and hopefully get some answers. Do you feel like are not enjoying learning English or Arabic? Um, do you feel like maybe you're going too fast? Do you sometimes feel like, um, oh, there's something not working with me, or there's something that I'm missing in my life? Um, whatever reason you think um, is slowing down your learning, I would really like it if you could share some with me. And if you can send me some answers, um, that might help me understand better or understand my job better. So let me share some research and um, experience that I've had with three different things that um, I don't want to call them problems, but some things that actually might help in reaching your goal. First of all, if we look at grammar and um, discuss some points here, there are different ways to learn grammar. Sometimes you have a grammar book, so you're learning from the bottom up. So you're learning the rules and then you are going to practice the rules. And then sometimes you just like sentences and stories, and then you see the pattern of the grammar. And sometimes we do both. The problem is if we do both, we still need to be kind of organized. And then that way you will help your brain um, make its own patterns for you. Um, Two things that can help with grammar is to take your time. You don't have to rush to learn all the grammar in 1 month. I don't know if that works for me or for anyone. And to repeat the same information over and over. So if you take your time and you repeat the information you're learning, you will probably remember it for a longer time than if you try to learn everything in grammar in 1 month, for example. Sometimes you don't have to learn and memorize the grammar because people don't speak very grammatically, or they use sentences that aren't 100% formal grammar. So it's still helpful to learn the grammar, but over time, you'll start to use the kinds of sentences that native speakers use. And I'm sure you can think of some examples where, people say, I don't know, like, what's up or what is up. So, what kind of sentence is this? Do we usually use sentences like this? Um, Not too much, but it's just something that people use every day. Um, Also, if your goals are specific when you're learning a language and you take things slow, um, usually the information will stay with you longer. So Sometimes you just have to see, is my goal to learn English or Arabic for my work, or is it something social? So if it's for my work, how long do I have to learn these things? And if it's social, can I just kind of learn throughout my life? So you just sometimes need to sit down and see what's your goal and what is doable, what is realistic. Most of the people don't have realistic goals and then they get frustrated or they think, oh no, something is wrong with me. Finally, um, I still don't see anyone with perfect language. Um, Basically, the longer you use the language, um, and the more you use it and the more you repeat it, you will get better and better. Okay, let's talk a little bit about reading. Um, what's the goal when you're trying to learn how to read? Do you want to read fast or do you want to understand fast? So, some things to think about here are spelling. And we all know how English is funny when it comes to spelling because we took the language from different people, different languages. Arabic is kind of um, phonetic, so like some of the languages you guys speak, you just hear something and you spell it exactly the same way. So if you're trying to learn spelling in English and you find it's a little difficult, you are not the problem. The problem is that English was created by people and they just kind of all shared different things from different countries. So there are books, if you like, that will put spelling into um, categories for you. But again, repeat and take it slow, and your brain will make its own connections. Okay, there are different ways to learn vocabulary. Um, However, I don't want to talk about this in too much detail right now, um, but that's part of reading skills as well. And you kind of work your way up from spelling the sounds to learning the meanings of words to knowing how to order your sentence. So when I said, what is up? Um, what was the first word? is the second word. Up is the third word. Maybe in another language, what the meaning for the word what is not in the beginning. So that's something to think about as well. And sometimes the same sentence can change in order and sometimes it can't. But if you can say, okay, for people who are doing IELTS and TOEFL and writing tests, if you can say the same idea in different sentences, woohoo, you are learning language really well. Um, so find different ways to say the same thing. That's excellent. Again, I will repeat. We make specific goals and take things slowly. Are you reading for work or business? Or do you want to understand maybe things that people are writing to you, friends, family, or maybe you like reading books and stories? So we need to break things down because if we don't, then it's too much to learn in a short time. So here is a kind of activity you can do by yourself or you can share it with your teacher. Um, if you know, if you heard about this app before, Audible, well, I want you to become Audible. So if you can record yourself reading the same material, if you share it with your teacher, then She will help you with, she or he, talking about myself, will help you to correct some of the pronunciations of the things you're reading, and then help you with the vocabulary and things like that. Speaking of vocabulary, before you read, you can maybe look at the words that are difficult and find the meanings for them before you start reading, if you want. Some people like to jump into the, or dive into the deep end and just read and try to understand from the story. So remember, bottom up and top down learning, it's fine. They're both fine. So if you're trying to learn how to read faster or trying to understand faster, you can put all the skills of reading in one column and then put the number of days here. You can do it every week, repeat the same reading, or every day, repeat the same reading and see how fast you're going. But remember, these are two different things, learning to read fast and learning to understand fast. So again, if you feel like, oh my God, I've been learning or trying to learn English or Arabic for so long, why am I not improving? It's probably because we are not breaking things down. So, and then definitely have just a workbook only for reading. If you put reading part of like a notebook that has too many things in it, then it will not have enough attention and focus. So think about these things. And lastly, try to use your recorder on your phone or anywhere, laptop, anything, and listen to yourself. Sometimes read out loud, or you can just, sometimes if you read in your mind, you can see, hey, am I understanding better when I'm speaking in my mind, or am I understanding better when I hear my voice? So get to know yourself, get to see how learning when you were young affects learning when you're in this age or time. I think I'll leave it at that here. And again, repeating the same words will help with pronouncing it and will help you remember it. I know this sounds like common sense, but because our days and lives get busy when we're older, we sometimes forget to repeat, or we get bored repeating things. Also, repeating sentences. I gave the example in one of the last videos about relaxation videos. Sometimes they repeat words a lot if you read the script for relaxation videos, and if you like hear it again and again, or you read it again and again, first of all, it will help you relax for some people, and it will also help you, practice the same sentence again and again. So you want to repeat words, you want to repeat sentences, and repeat topics. So the way I like to work with students is to have activities throughout the day. I will not spend too long explaining this, but if you are interested, I will show you how to do this. Or you can join a little Facebook group where we're going to be describing these activities. These are my references and papers that were read for this presentation. If you have any questions, just message me. Okay, bye.